That's funny. I've been recording this entire time with my microphone off. uh, at least we noticed it. So sorry about that. I did not realize my microphone was muted that entire time. So let's recap what we've been doing. Welcome in. We're just knocking out some contracts before this Saturday's live stream, and I figured why not bring you guys along for the ride. We're using the unbelted gesture, slightly modified version, in order to do these weather satellite contracts. If you guys want to see live streams, make sure you tune in Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. Alright, so now what we need to do is push that apoapsis up. There's the periapsis. So we're going to add a maneuver here, and hopefully 618. We have the delta V. The problem is are we going to lose our liquid fluorine before that delta V can be used? Oh wait, no. See, we're losing that liquid fluorine fast. I think we got it just in time. I'm just going to push that apoapsis up as much as we can until this greens out. Okay. Well, maybe we have to break down and use the E-phone for this one. 36 million meters. Might be a little bit beyond our grasp because we boiled off quite a bit of that liquid fluorine before we had a chance to do this. Yep. Alright. We're going to count that as a failure. I don't know if it's actually going to transmit any science, but we'll leave it up there for a while. We'll put a Yi phone on board. Plans. Clear that out. Alright. Let's open up the phone and set it up with a satellite. Satellite payload. Alright. Configure experiments. Infrared early TV camera. I'll leave those experiments. Oh my goodness. Save. Everything else looks pretty good. I think that's the proper direction. Let's switch that to the Fago Launch Complex. Oh, that's for the H1. I thought I tooled everything for this. That's okay. Alright. Now the E-phone is a much bigger gal. So we're gonna put we're gonna redo the staffing on this one. Engineers. Alright, so what did that take us down to? Man, we're time warping so much time away and I hate it. Alright, let's launch. Now that we have a microphone, I can actually talk to you guys. By the way, I've been talking this entire time. Alright. Let's get McJeb ascent guidance out. Contract window out. One kilometer, 10 kilometers, 100 kilometers. So is that 36,000 kilometers?
2, 3, 4.
Alright, let's do 900. Oh wait, no. Let's do 200. 36. 100. Hopefully that's right. We can always revert it if I need to. I'm no longer ashamed of reverting my flights. Alright. Let's see what she does. I don't know what that was. Something in the staging was wrong. Hopefully, it doesn't look like we have any damage though. Well, we'll see what happens. Staging event. Losing those first boosters. You can see those fuel lines tucked in there. Little bit worried about that tip over right there. See, the PBG settings are exactly the same. So why we did such an extreme tip, it has to be something to do with the target apoapsis. That's my guess. Alright, 13 seconds left on this stage before we lose our secondary boosters. Or actually, these would be primary. Secondary boosters go first, then primary boosters, and then core stage. McJeb held on to him a little bit longer than I like, but that's okay. At least they're clean separation. And now this on the E phone is the E1 engine, which we're going to replace with, I think the J1 engines. I can't remember for sure. We're still waiting to unlock those though. just skimming the top of the atmosphere on this launch. Maybe it would have been more beneficial to go into like a 600 by 600 parking orbit. And then push our apoapsis out as needed. Because I think we're about to start falling. Which is weird, because we have plenty of thrust to weight on this. Alright, let's revert back to launch. Let's try 400 by 400. Let's double check the staging. Oh yeah, no, this is wrong. That's why we had problems. Alright. Autopilot's engaged. Let's get our contract organizer out. That over here. Alright. Sparker's on. It's so weird that it shoots us up that hard on that. But yeah, this is what I do when I'm off-stream grinding for you guys on this, is I just gather science, do contracts, so that way we have something interesting to do when we go live. Approaching 300 meters a second. First staging event, 3, 2, 1, and secondary boosters are gone. And we're back to a comfortable 1.32, 1.33. Starting that extreme pitch over, which I don't care for. I don't understand what the point is of setting a pitch rate is if it's going to ignore it. But we've got 1 minute left with these boosters. Watching this apoapsis. It's already looking better than the last launch. We're getting to be above the thick atmosphere, almost to a vacuum state, which is great with 7 seconds left on this stage. These numbers are looking much better this time. Losing those primary boosters. And now to the core stage. And the core stage is going to be much more effective because our apoapsis is well above the atmosphere. Well, just below the atmosphere, but we're well into a good vacuum environment. Our apoapsis is in fact above the atmosphere now. For those of you who don't know, the atmosphere on Earth stops at about 140 kilometers in RP1. We have 2 minutes 24 seconds on this burn. It just popped out a render range. One minute, 47 seconds left. We are 4 minutes into the flight, coming up onto the 5-minute mark. We are now 5 minutes into the flight. Get a good look at the E-phone. Now, you might be wondering what the big difference between the E-phone is and the gesture. The main difference is the gesture, the E-phone was made from the gesture. We upgraded all the tanks, all the engines, all the avionics, the computer systems, the battery systems. Everything on the E-phone is upgraded to the point where it was no longer the gesture. The only thing that survived from the gesture to now is the paint jobs. And we do utilize the tanks still, but I think even the tanks ended up being retooled. Alright, 19 seconds on core stage. Ten seconds till core stage shut off. Main engine cut off. MECO for those of you who follow spaceflight. And cut off. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now don't worry, the solar bears are going to be safe because all that junk is suborbital. It will fall back down. Now this engine is the H1 RS27. R527, my bad. No, that's an S, so it's the H1 RS27. Runs on RP1 and liquid oxygen. H1 engine does put in quite a bit of work on this stage, and it does it rather efficiently too. to see that periapsis start to speed up in the last 10 seconds. The last 10 seconds is, you can see that we're below our line of travel, so that periapsis jumps up pretty quick until we hit our final stage. But that will still deorbit itself. Now, the last stage is powered by the G1 engine, which is a hydrazine and liquid fluorine engine with a helium stabilizer, or a pressurizer, I think. I think the helium's the pressurizer in that. Excuse me. Now we just have to wait. Let the computer guidance system take it to where it needs to go. Oh, look at that. Repo's on sale. Too bad I'm broke. And I don't have any friends that play it. We're just waiting for these numbers to click into place. Should be any second now that we get an orbit. Alright, we officially have our orbit. Now we just have to raise our periapsis up quite a bit. Alright. Okay. Now, and we have more, we should have more than enough delta V for this. What is it? 35? 36. Okay. 2406. So we'll get rid of Ascent Guidance. Go back down to McJeb. Maneuver Planner. Execute the next node. We just gotta make sure that we do this burn before we run out of electricity. Alright, our engine fired back up. It's always a concern. Now all we have to do is hope our engine can burn long enough for this, and we should have this contract. We do have to leave it in orbit for 45 days. Which I think is kind of silly. Like, I understand what they're getting at, but if you have an orbit that meets these parameters, it's going to stay in orbit for 45 days. It's not going to deorbit itself. But they could word it better, like maintain electricity for 45 days. But it doesn't say anything. This could legitimately die after it meets the rest of the parameters and still succeed as long as it's in orbit. It's so weird. So weird. I love you too, sweetie pies.
Off your chair.
No, I don't want to get off my chair. the wife's trying to spend money, and that's okay. It's just hand sanitizer. Apparently somebody at her job stinks so bad. Kind of find it hard to believe that at 9,000 meters per or at 9,000 megameters, we're gonna hit our target, but that goes up pretty fast. Especially once you consider the more fuel we use, the higher thrust to weight ratio we get. It is hard to believe we're going to hit 36 by the time this is done. That number does not look like it's going up fast enough for what little we have left. Alright, that finishes that part of the contract out. So we can get rid of that. I want to turn retrograde, try and charge up our batteries. Alright, so what I'm going to do is shut down the avionics. That'll extend our battery life a lot. So let's just time warp real quick. Alright, our battery's topped off. That's what I needed to see. I mean, we're getting some science, just not the science it was asking for. Alright. I want to see something. contract completed. That's what I thought. All right. All right. So let's go collect that contract that we did get done. All right, so that one's done. All right. Where do we get a Chekhov detector? So we need 9 more science to get that, I think. Saturn 5 parts. Saturn 5 parts. Saturn 5 parts. Ooh, baby. We are so close to Saturn 5 parts. That's the F1 engine that we're waiting for. We do get some engine upgrades. I don't know if any of them are for what we're using, though. These engines, I do believe, are for the unbelted gesture, though. I think these are all... Those are all SRB related. Non-extendable nozzle. The Saturn 1 through 4. It has low thrust but very high SP and low mass. Has 20 ignitions though. That might be worth having. J2. The Rocketdyne J2 engine was the first large Hydrolax engine, first powered the S2 stage on the Saturn V, and one was used on the Saturn 4B stage of the Saturn 1B and the 5. Huh, so that's the J2 engine that we need for our Saturn 5. And we do have some new heat shields coming up that might help us with our manned flight. I'd really like to get this one. The Apollo Command Module Heat Shield. Huh, interesting. We do need this for our lunar operations. So, what are we at for recording time? An hour 20? What time is it in real life? It is 4:18. We can do a little bit more. Um, let's go to the tracking station. What is that purple? Huh, how do I get that to come back? I want that back. Show me the purple again. How do I get that to come back? That shows me the orbit that I need. Um, so I'm wondering if that transatlantic satellite thing, we just have to figure out what inclination to launch at, I think. That's a weather sat. All right. All right. Those are both optional. Inclined orbit and return 2 months worth of science. Oh my goodness. Um, so the inclination has to be above 50. Let's go ahead and accept that. Um, we've gotten all the information. So let's go ahead and accept that. All right, we have a bunch of contracts now. You need what, baby? Brown. Let's put that in. Let's do this, and then we'll go check on that other contract. That should be done by now. Launch.
Hey, Paulo, I think the dad and mine are the same. That's what I feel like.
So, same deal. We need our McJeb Ascent Guidance. We need... What, baby? I think yours is better.
Yeah. I told her I told her get the right color. Yeah, mine is better too.
That's the one we just did. This is the one we're doing now. Right? Or was it this one? Launch new vessel, 14 days. Hold on. Tracking station.
Could you please stop the video? Thank you.
Alright, there. Contract completed.
No, that's
Alright, let's pull out the old contract organizer one more again. Now, so these are the two, 14 days. Okay, so that's a pretty narrow margin, but I think we can hit it. Above 50, so let's say 70?
you like it?
That's above 50, so...
I'm actually doing a good job this time.
I think you've done a great job every time. I think you're doing a better job than he is. Always got to make sure, because we didn't fix that. I don't know why it throws us up like that. Maybe that's too close to the ground. Interesting questions for interesting times. So let's get our ascent organized. And now, as you guys all know by now, we wait. Now, I'm hoping that I can knock enough of these contracts out where Saturday morning when we go live, our only focus is going to be manned missions. Because all we need is just a little bit more science to get what we need. And I think the thing is getting that other science node, that should get us a good chunk of new science to get. And as I'm talking, you can see those boosters dropping down. Hopefully it doesn't hit that area, populated area. Ooh, I wonder with this inclination, we're not gonna, I think we might be able to see Europe with this flight path. What, baby girl? Good job. See, this is what I'm talking about. Being able to do multiple contracts at the same time. And the next thing we need to work on that we might have to do Saturday morning before anything is these transatlantic communication satellites. Trans-Pacific communication satellites. I'm not sure how to go about doing them, so it's going to be... We do have way too much electricity in this for some reason. We have 4 days. We definitely don't need 4 days worth of electricity. Something tells me that that's not right. What, baby girl? Oh, I think I feel like I could pick it right up off the page.
Yeah.
You can cut it out if you'd like. Where, do you know where your scissors are? Oh, okay. Remember to be extra careful. Only when you're done. I'm wondering where this flight path's going to take us. We do get a good view of the eastern seaboard of the United States. Cloudy day here. Lots of clouds in the sky. Inclination is 70 degrees. Flight is nominal. So delicious. You're just the silliest Nova Benny ever. But I am pretty excited to get that new science. Alright, so we should be coming up on New England right here, I think. Kind of feels like it. It's also hard to tell with all the clouds today. But you can see that the E-phone is more than capable of handling these contracts. I think the gesture comes up a tiny bit shy. Now, another upgrade we can look into is I'm not sure that we need this tank here. I think we could use a balloon tank for this, and it would shave a little bit of weight off that stage. I think this is the Arctic Circle right here. So I don't think we're quite going to be hitting Europe. Man, we do have some cloud systems. Looks like some... It looks delicious. I'll eat it up. We got some storms coming in over here.
A red zone.
That's okay. That's a perfect idea to use it somewhere else so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so where are we? Oh yeah, no, we're not over New England yet. New England is up here. I know it's hard to tell with the cloud coverage today. H1 putting in the work.
One of them drawing with a cider.
What goes good with pizza?
Ranch.
What make a ranch?
Did it on a background.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do in art class.
Yep. You learning about foreground and backgrounds? Dude. Yep, get comfy and get all your tools ready. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I cannot tell where we are. I know this is Michigan, I live right here. I can see my house from up here. We are on to that final stage with the G1.
Other people did not have it. I couldn't hide.
I'm hoping we can do both of these at the same time, just 2 for 1 special here. This is the one that we have to learn how to do. You're so silly. I don't know where it's at, baby. How about wait for Mama on that one? Can you get to it? You can get it. We're just watching that periapsis go. As long as you can get it safely, sweetie pie. Almost into our orbit. Yeah, the engine configuration we have right now is pretty fantastic. I'm just waiting for that F1 engine. That F1 engine is going to signal that it is time for a brand new next-gen system. And the Yi phone is not that old. But she has put in some considerable work already. She is the mistress of the lunar satellite. Yeah. She's the mistress of lunar operations. She's throwing satellites in orbit left and right with no problems. With plenty of Delta V to spare. Okay. For those of you that are wondering, she's doing art projects. That's what she's getting super excited about, is her art projects. And we do have perpetual electricity right now, even with all systems running, because we have the 4 solar fins doing exactly what they're designed to do, is catch those solar rays. Cute blue?
No,
Oh, your cute glue. And yes, to answer everyone's burning question, she is doing an art project making pizza and ranch. I'm sure she's gonna love it. She's a Midwest girl. All right, so we need to jump the periapsis up. So maybe a 500 by 500 orbit for this one. Yeah.
They did not cut any.
All right.
They just
So
drew it. But I'm cutting mine out. You do not want to know why.
there's our periapsis. What we're going to do is add a maneuver here.
You know what? I'm doing it my own style.
We'll do 550. And then we'll have our maneuver planner execute next node. So it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do both contracts at once, but I'm thinking we can do both contracts, letting one of them finish. We'll let this one finish because this one only needs a stable orbit for 14 days. So once this one finishes, we'll raise up our apo and periapsis. We'll raise our orbit up to meet the requirements for this one. And we'll knock out both of them. That'll probably be close to the end of the day for this video. Okay. Now we go here and add a maneuver. So we'll jack this up to 550. And execute that next node.
I said you liked it.
I think she's gonna love it.
I said she didn't eat it. She wants to eat it and you didn't.
I won't touch it. I'll let Mommy have it, all of it.
You want to eat it though.
It does look delicious.
You want to eat it, bro. Pop tart. Pop
far over the Arctic. Such a beautiful sight. Alright, so now we need to stay in this orbit.
Joe, could you help me?
What?
Rip it out?
You want to rip it out?
Yeah. I need to.
The whole page?
Yep, I need two.
You need two?
No, I need one.
Oh.
I said I need two to do it.
Well, here, take that for a second. Here. All right. All right, hold on. Oh no. That's not good. We didn't adjust our... All right. That's all right. I don't feel bad. It was my mistake. I thought I adjusted it already, and I got distracted by the daughter. It turns out I didn't adjust my orbit to catch those solar rays. Set guidance. Okay. That up there. Enable. What was it? This one. All right. Yep, you guys get to see the raw. I'm not editing any of this. I don't want any. One of the reasons I don't really do a heavy editing on the KSP videos is I want you guys to see the process. Too many times when content creators post something, they do it because they want to keep the video condensed, which is acceptable. I get that. But what really frustrates me in the long run is when it looks like, oh yeah, they just threw together this rocket and everything worked just fine and they did the contract first try, when in reality they edited the video and cut out all of the mistakes and the rework and stuff like that. You know, I forgot to readjust the position of the solar panels to catch the sunlight, and I would have lost that entire mission. Oh, another thing I just thought of. One of the most important things in RP1 is to start really strong. Everything, this stage, everything on here, you can track all these parts back to the Ashton, which was my second series of rocket. The Dart was the first series, the Ashton was the second series. And everything that happens here is pretty much lessons that we learned flying those rockets. Just a little bit bigger, truthfully. A lot more power. I don't think anything's too hard for you. I am really concerned about this 4 days worth of electricity. I think this has gotten more batteries than it should. And somebody might be asking, why don't you do time warp? Because every time I time warp during a launch, something goes catastrophically wrong. I need to double check those batteries in that. We are now above the atmosphere. Engine is burning at maximum efficiency. But yeah, it's really, really important before you do any time warping, especially on a polar orbit, to angle your solar panels properly. Seconds left. That core stage is putting in those works. Seconds. I want to see this. This is going to be beautiful. Whoops. No. Want to miss it. Oh, so satisfying. Such a satisfying separation. I don't care who you are right there. That's just the most satisfying thing ever. So yeah, this is a longer video, guys, but this is Kerbal. What's the matter, sweeties? Well, just remember to take a deep breath. Man, it's such a cloudy day. All right, 20 seconds left on the H1. And then we'll have the G1 take over. Now that will deorbit. Safely, I hope. It's kind of hard to tell where that's going to deorbit at. Alright. Oh, we can't time warp. We're just waiting. That's all it is right now, is a waiting game. Doobie doop boop 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 boop. Doo doot. Doobie boop 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 boop. Doo boo boop. Doo boo boop. Doobie doop boop boo doo boo doop. Doo doo doop. Doo doo doop. Doobie boop boop boo doo boo doop. Doo doo boop. Doo doo boop. I wonder what our total flight time is launching this orbit. Well, I know it's perpetual once you get the orbit. One of these days I need to see how long it takes from ground to final orbit. I'm sure there's something somewhere. Ah, 12 minutes so far. So probably around 15, 20 minutes. We are rapidly approaching orbital velocity. I think you'll get it right, baby. You just got to keep at it. Don't give up. All right. We have our 400 by 400 orbit. F5. Quick save. All right. Now, at periapsis, we're going to raise the apoapsis to 600. 660 is fine. Okay. So, keeping an eye on our electric charge. Okay. Now next, we go to the apoapsis down by the south pole. We add another maneuver, and we raise up our periapsis above 500. Okay. Now we go back here to keep an eye on electricity, execute the next node. And then what we do is we go and orient our solar panels and turn off our avionics during the next 14 days. Because once we complete this contract, we'll reset our orbit again for this one. That's the plan. that's everything. All right, now let's get rid of that maneuver planner for now. Well, you gotta practice, baby. Well, that's how you practice, is you get it wrong, and then you learn what you did wrong and do it right. That's how we practice. Now we just gotta keep an eye on the electricity. And the batteries charge back up. See, now that we're oriented in the right direction. All right. So that's contract completed for that. Okay. So next one. So right around 1.1. All right. So let's add a maneuver here. So okay. Why did I shut off my maneuver? I think you could if you tried really hard. All right. Avionics on. How much? Yeah, we're doing pretty good on that. Okay. You don't have to copy anybody, baby. The video's just there to show you how to do it. so that's a little over. A little over.
So
And
I'm gonna write this one.
okay. Now we're gonna shut down the avionics.
He's copying me. And I'm copying him.
Activate avionics. There we go. I was really thinking that engine wasn't gonna fire. And it should do both of them. All right. What, baby?
No, I'm not gonna copy them. I just do it on normal paper.
Okay.
That not focus.
Whatever makes your heart happy, dear.
It said I could do whatever I want, but
Really need to recharge this battery.
I made a sprinkle. I'm making it a Kerbal. Hey, I'm done with the sprinkle.
All right, so shut down avionics.
I thought Mama would like it, but she won't. Mine is a little different. I'm not copying you anymore. I'm on my own.
Shut down avionics again.
I'm mad.
Because we really want to make sure that this can be left alone for 60 days. I think we're good with this angle. Alright, F5. Let's go back to the Space Center. Alright. Contract completed. Clean that up. I don't know which one I just... I think that's the one that's up right now. Is it? No, this one's the one that's up right now. This one's the one we just accepted. This is the one we gotta figure out how to do. From Andover, a data rate of 24 megabytes per second. There is a lot of satellite contracts in here. Early lunar probes, lunar orbiter. Let's go see which of these. Alright, so early lunar probes. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's not mine, that's theirs.
So I'm gonna complete this one.
This is mine.
Let's see.
This is mine.
These ones need to be finished up pretty fast, but that's okay, because these ones should be finishing up pretty fast. Upgrade tracking station to level 4. Oh, that's already done.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we need to get on top of that one pretty fast. What's this one? Crewed orbit, reach an orbital speed and return safely. Orbital test flight. First orbital flight. Basic. Collect basic crew science. This one is important. Alright. What's this one? I'm going to do this one normally. Lunar landing. Lunar orbiter and mapper. First side lunar landing. Well, might as well take on that one. We need the funding. Me and Luke were just talking about that one yesterday. Alright, so F5. Save. Alright, what time it be? 5:20. Whoosh. I don't have time to do anymore. Let's see. I really want to find out how to do those transatlantic ones. I really don't know. What science do we have? I don't think we raked in any more science. 42. We did a little bit. So, that's where we're going to leave it for today. I'll probably get a little bit more in. Let's see, today's Wednesday. I'll try to get a little bit more in tomorrow and maybe Friday. I want to try to push us up to where you guys don't have to watch me figure it out. I want to be able to do it. But if you are interested at all, we go live Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to do some more Kerbal Space Program shenanigans. Yeah, so I'll probably see you then. If I don't put another recording up, that'll be it. Bye-bye.